Hi, everybody. Welcome to North of MAGA. I'm your host, Pierre Shields. And today, actually, this is a fun one. We're going to go a little bit freestyle. I want to take a look at some comments that were generated from the reaction video that I did with Belle, who, once again, Belle rocks. I was looking at some of my other comments, and there's a NORAD video that I put out there. Oh, I don't think I should read those comments. They're kind of, wow, a little bit all over the place. No need to be aggressive. I mean, we're all here to get along. Okay. So let's take a look at some of these comments. I've looked at them before, though, because I wanted to pre-qualify a tad. So here's a new one. Oh, Canada signing a huge new trade deal with the UK, Germany, Indonesia. Oh, my goodness. I wrote this one. Do you think these agreements will really reduce dependence on the US, or are they mostly symbolic? Okay. Yeah. Mea culpa. That's mine. Oh, here's one. Man, I cannot overstate how impressed I've been with our PM since he was elected. He's working hard, meeting people and motivating the change necessary to survive what is happening with the fascists to the south. Business needs stability, and our PM is trying to get that back in the US through the entire economic world in turmoil. That's so true, though. I mean, anybody who's had any kind of investments, and even if you haven't had investments, I mean, the world's going through inflation now because of it. He is right in not rewarding the US for its actions. He's taken to making new relations and expanding old ones to replace what we will lose once the U.S. crashes. I don't want the U.S. to crash. Nobody wants the U.S. to crash. Our economy is still super dependent on our neighbors next door. I have no doubt Canada will come out on top after the fascists fall. This is more than today and tomorrow. I think this is going to be generational. Oh, here's a nice one. Thank you for the clarification on those good news. We need it, and good to see you. What I want to do with this channel is talk about the things that are going well. We can talk about things that aren't going so well, but I don't want to spend all of our time on it. I mean, it's just doom and gloom. I like the momentum that the government is showing right now. Again, I'm a business consultant, business IT consultant. Momentum is the key to getting anything done. And good to see you too. Thank you so much. Fantastic comments. People are so kind. People are so, I'm just so humble. Thank you so much. Sometimes the messages aren't so humbling though, but yeah. The trade numbers are out. It's improving, not rapidly, but definitely. And this is nothing that's happening right now is going to be overnight. I think we need to, it's like any kind of project. You need to set the stage first. You got to get the landscape all figured out, and then you start building. Carney spends money. It makes us money. Carney turns debt into profit. That's his track record. Politics is new. Results aren't. Oh, that's positive. I don't know much about Mark Carney before he became leader of the Liberals. So I'm really willing to give him a chance and see what comes out of this. I have nothing against Pierre, though I don't think I'm as right-wing as that. I vote for a leader. I've gone back and forth, liberals, conservatives, conservatives, but I really vote for a leader and common sense. Bravo, Minister Carney, ainsi que les partenaires commerciaux stables et fiables des pays du monde. Merci à tous, à tout pour notre avenir et notre prospérité. Thank you, Minister Carney, and thank all of our commercial partners that are stable, commercial partners, and reliable around the world. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for our stable partners. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to throw it right back at you. We'll be stable, I promise. I hear that Ford is making a major investment to produce their Super Duty trucks. Awesome news. Yeah, of course, that's great news. I hear that Stellantis is moving out, though. It'd be a great place for us to build our military drones, don't you think? Rome wasn't built in a day. PM Carney is on the right path. We should send a memo to the PC leader of the opposition with the facts from the video. Timbit Trump is just spreading hate and lies, and media is not fact-checking PP pants negative, not checking PP pants negative rhetoric. Media needs to call out lies and negative rhetoric. Canada needs to stick together. Pierre Poilievre needs to resign and stop wasting Canadian tax dollars and spreading Trump agenda. We need an opposition. He got elected. Fair is fair. I think if nothing else, though, it wakes the Liberal Party up to the reality that they were going a little bit too hard left, I think, and weren't quite looking at, fiscal responsibility the way we need to look at it now. Here's another great one. Go Canada. Yeah, go Canada. Great news. It is good news. I hope it can keep the corporations in line. They will always try to subvert and degrade regulations and agencies. Oh, yes. Hope we follow through in subsidies and air fighters purchase. Oh, and so excuse me. Hope we follow through in subs and air fighter purchase. You know, people are super interested in the submarine deals as well as the aircraft deals. So we're going to be talking about them some more because, they have everything to do with our sovereignty. From what I can hear from the subs, though, well, from what I hear, I put a video together and I had somebody in the military talking to me about when things are made in Germany, they're a little bit overly engineered, which, yeah, I've seen that on their cars and so on. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what we should do. Here's another good one. Canola oil can be used in diesels as they were developed to run on peanut oil and any other oil. Yeah, yeah. The problem with using food to create fuel is that it brings up the price of food for the third world countries. So we're able to put gas in our tanks, but they're not able to feed their kids. There's got to be kind of a compromise there someplace. We're the aluminum provider for North America, if we choose. Canada has cheaper electricity to manufacture aluminum, even though Trump wants the US to make their own. That will take years because their grid is archaic and run by some pretty greedy providers. Yes. Remember Texas? Do you remember Texas just dropping out? And even their people died because of the cold spell that they had. You remember the one where Ted Cruz hopped on a plane immediately with his family to go to Cancun to stay warm? Cancun Ted, nice. Hyundai. Hyundai did come. Didn't stay long though, about 7 years if I'm correct. The Northvolt battery plant project was dead on arrival. Like you said, the Swedish company went bankrupt and the Quebec government lost 270 million. Wow, that's crazy. Was due diligence done? What? Oh my God, there should be questions. So, message to our provincial elected officials here in Quebec: time to wake up, get on board with Team Canada, push to get battery deals with Hyundai. Uh, one that lasts longer than the deal they made in the 80s or early 90s. And please, the natural gas that we have so much of, extract it and sell it. Pretty simple, no? So I have to agree. I have to agree 99.9%. It's time for us to get our act together. Um, Quebec is, I don't know if we're pulling our weight. There's have-not provinces and half provinces. It's really terrible if we're a have-not province and we're not pulling our resources out and pulling our weight. So I'm going to be continuing to look into that because even though I'm a Quebecer, I'm a Canadian. Oh, yes, it's a strategy that will work for us, but not a quick fix, of course. Of course. You can't expect anything to happen fast. And that's why when Trump says, we're going to be bringing companies back to the US and so on, I don't know how they don't have the infrastructure there. It takes so long to build businesses. Um, Great job digging these news items. Again, it breaks the doom and gloom we regularly hear from the opposition leader and news media. Nobody covers these deals, which will result in employment opportunities and growth in GDP. Again, yes. And I got to admit, after, full week of making videos on how things are not perfect or fantastic, oh my God, I got to get away. It's just mind numbing. Go Team Carney. Okay. Again, I didn't know much about Poilievre before the last elections either. So I'm willing to give any of our politicians a chance, but I'm keeping my eyes wide open. Keep calm and Canada strong. Yes. Every post, he's better. Another Montrealer here. Again. This is great for my self-esteem. As great as when I read the comments that are kind of mind crushing about I got a big nose. It's nice to watch a channel that's not AI. Oh yeah, definitely. You can tell I'm not AI because I stutter, bit of Tourette's, bit of ADHD, bit of everything happening. These are all great because the US can't be trusted. Yeah, that's what we lost. We lost trust in the US, and it's going to take, how long does it take to rebuild trust, if ever? It's about time. Yes, it is. Very good analysis. Thank you. So kind, so kind. While Carney is securing critically important trade deals, Poilievre is questioning the cost of the Prime Minister's global travel. The opposition's gonna be oppositions. What can you do? It's okay, Mark. No, excuse me. It's okay. Mark Carney makes deals with China. Other countries are doing it. We did do nothing to the China people. Just look how much China people are living in Vancouver right now. There are they're all good people. Of course, it's the Chinese government that sometimes we don't agree with because of their underhanded techniques. I mean, every country though, every country's got the equivalent of a CIA that's messing in your country. Carney can immediately improve trade relations with China by allowing China EVs into Canada. Maybe make a deal where at least part of the final build process is done in Canada. Absolutely, absolutely. I want to see what the quality of these BYD cars are first. You know, there's been so many car companies that have come into Canada that have realized, oh, this isn't like where we're from. I remember there was a car that came in a couple of years ago called the Innocenti, if I'm not mistaken. Allegedly, in my opinion. Please don't sue me if you still exist. Um, it was a tiny Italian car, I think. It was a 3-cylinder car. It was about this big. Um, they sold them for the first season, and then winter hit, and I never heard of them again, ever. Same thing with the Cybertrucks. Apparently, Cybertrucks, allegedly, in my opinion, aren't the best in our snow conditions. I believe these deals are positive. I also believe PM Carney can get them to fruition. Yes, but we got to keep our eyes open, see what's happening. If you watch a Maple MAGA YouTube channel, you would think Canada is about to die. Yes. So I'm a swing voter that sits in the middle as I don't agree with any party 100%. More of a mishmash of the best of all positives. Yes, I'm concerned with the bloated budget, but I understand the military and infrastructure projects are a must, but not a fan of the weak stance on law and crime and immigration. Agreed. For the Conservatives, I'm not a fan of PP getting a seat he doesn't deserve and so on. The NDP are a non-functioning party, and also the Bloc are only there for Quebec, and so on and so on and so on. But yes, doom and gloom, please, God, can we just have a bit of a break? I mean, roof over our head, healthy, food in our tummy. This is what happiness is about. Just spent some time with my granddaughter. That's what happiness is. Are we missing something in Trump's troop game? How many more big blue cities does he need to send troops to until he has most of the Democrats under occupation? Is Trump and MAGA close to winning the second U.S. Civil War without ever firing a shot? What a take. Oh my goodness. If Lee had started out with the most northern cities under his control, the South would have won in the first year. Look again, it's worse than you think, and time is running out to get our defenses in line on the north side. Oh my goodness, what a take. Oh my goodness, what a take. Yeah. Are they just going to the blue cities to practice their invasion techniques? And next place they're going to be coming is, they'll probably start with like Winnipeg. Love to hear these news. Canada is moving up while the USA is crashing hard. Again, don't wish any harm on the US, just enough so that they realize that bullying is not the best negotiation, especially with the biggest trading partners. We might get Hyundai back after the debate in Georgia, or debacle in Georgia, excuse me. Yes, yes. Trump and his base think it's still 1975. Thanks. Canadians need to tell that bully to get lost. No country trusts the USA, and that will cost the USA. Oh, when you leave comments, if you're not a Canadian, or even if you're Canadian, please, if you could put what country you're from. I get some great comments from people around the world, and I want to kind of branch out into Canada's relationship with Australia, the UK, Denmark, and the Netherlands, and so on. Thank you, North America. MAGA equals Make America Go Away. Never 51. You're welcome. Every deal is a mile off Trump land. I think it's awesome. I think so too. Oh, and we talk about deals. Canada, Mark Carney is not going to Germany to sign trade deals with companies that we're going to be selling to. He's there to schmooze the leaders and show them, the opportunities of being in Canada. Here's one. Good Canada, yes. I'm offering to invest in our great nation and abroad as long as it isn't south of the Great Canadian Shield. Americans do certain things. Americans do better than Canadians, and I kind of feel that countries should do what they do best, and you can dabble in other stuff. But if you do what you do best, you're gonna. It's like what is it? The rising tide lifts all the boats. Remember how far these countries are? When we have a partner right next door, we need a trade deal with USA. Oh, that is so true. Oh, oops. That is so true. Here's the irony. The irony is that for the longest time, we were trading east-west, and the US was trading east-west as well. And then what happened is we thought, you know what? Instead of trading east-west, seeing as how seeing as how we're so close to this other country, couldn't we do some north-south stuff? And as the tariffs started coming down, and we went with the NAFTA trade deal, specialization kind of started happening in both countries for what each country does best. There was this integration that was absolutely amazing. The integration is still there. That's why this really stings, and it doesn't. That's why Trump's things really sting, and they don't hurt. Some of us they don't hurt directly, but some people are losing their businesses. Some people are losing their livelihoods. Some people are losing their pension plans. This is not good. And why? Because we have this bully down south who's terrorizing the world. He's going to be fine. He's going to be fine. Just has to sell that Qatar jet if ever things go bad for him, allegedly, in my opinion. All right, this is where we're going to stop for today because yeah, I got to go make some more videos. No, I'm going to go play with my granddaughter. This has been Pierre Shields for North of MAGA. If you enjoyed this this recap of our comments, please let me know. I'd like to do more of them, they're kind of fun. If you enjoyed it, like. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. It helps a lot. Share as well. We're trying to grow the channel. I say we. I'm trying to grow the channel. And also come see my business and technology channel called From Strategy to Systems. It's where I talk about best practices, tools, checklists, AI, and so on and so on. Thanks for spending some time with me today. Go play outside.